Hey everybody, so we're starting up with the airbrushing. These are the parts that are coming up that I'll be doing in this session of videos. Over here we got a few parts that I can't quite do yet. They're using the same colors and I'd like to do them at the same time, but we got to change things up a little. And then these parts I just did last night. I'm going to give them another 12 hours or so for the ceiling to be fully cured. I need to get that out of the way so it can't be damaged at all while it waits for the parts to arrive. And the floor here I'm deciding to resurface completely. There were a couple pieces of dust in the surface on this finish, so I figured I may as well just baseline it again with some black, white, and then go with this color. Some of the real nice subtlety you can get with the airbrush might be evident in this area here, where the color kind of fades off from one coat into deeper passes. I only really need to paint the inner circle there because that will be masked off. However, if you do different colors, well, I'll talk about that later on when you get to your choice of masking parts, which actually brings us over here. But actually, for the floor, these are your choice of colors. The 2006 on the right is guaranteed. That's the outer area there. And then you have your choice of 1735 or 1742. I chose 1735 in this case. So either way, that'll be good. The ceiling, I didn't see any color calls in the directions for that. I might have missed it. But I just decided to do the same color as the floor, just to make it a little different from the walls where they connect. It's possible it should be the wall color, and it'll be easy enough to repaint that later on if needed. The walls here themselves, these are getting 1706 in this case, and these parts here get 1706 for the main color, and then the trim gets a mix of both of those colors. So when I started talking about masking choices there, when it comes to masking off this inner area here, and I'll be pulling out the vinyl masks as supplied by Paulbo, and the decals as well as we go along. But for those who don't have the money for the vinyl masks, we'll do one of these here just to show you a couple different ways it could be done. Your main choice is which color do you want to mask for first. In this case, what I'd rather do is paint the entire piece the inner trim color, mask that off when it's dry, and then paint the outer color. However, in this case, the inner trim color is really dark. So if I just paint right around the area, there will be a soft fade from the airbrush, and when the lighter color goes on top of that, it's going to show through for a few passes, and then I'll lose all the black that's burned into the surface here that I really want to keep. However, if I do the entire thing the lighter color first, which is the better choice because darker colors cover lighter colors better, in that case the masking job could be a little more difficult because rather than just trimming this inner shape, you got to trim the anti-shape, the negative space. So we'll see about that, and there's also a couple other options with this I want to do. I really want to light these up. So one option is to get some clear resin and cast clear pieces of these. I'd also like to accuratize them. This ceiling here, if I can get it to stand anywhere, should continue all the way to about there on this particular angle. That would complete the ceiling, which is one piece that Mobius simply did not include with this model at all. So if I can cast these, there's no point in painting them right now because I'll just have to repaint them again. There's a possibility of making a styrene version of the front of this at least, and plugging the sides onto that. Could also carve out the middle here, which if I feel like pulling one of these in half to study the inner sides is also an option. But and then the final option is actually included with Paulbo's decals and vinyl masks, where there's a reflective piece of tape of a similar color that you place along the inside there. So there's a few options for those, and I'm going to wait a little while, or at least until I absolutely have to do them. And here's another piece which got a little bit of dust going on. so I'm going to have to repaint this. I actually cracked off that top arm there yet again, so I just had to file that down and get it in good shape. So that will go a base black and then white and then the color, and this one I might put in early despite the fact that there's a raised trim panel here. Well, there's the air compressor turning on, so there must be a bit of a slow leak. I'll definitely talk about the airbrush itself and possibly pull out the single action airbrush if I can find that. Otherwise there's not too much of a difference. So let me clear a few things off here and we'll move on.